Okay, friends, it's another Friday. It is a slightly unusual Friday for me because my morning's been occupied with just enough little things throughout the day where I've not had a recording window. So I'm starting late, a little after 12 right now. Not a huge thing. But because of that, I'm going to do a shorter album today. Super Tecmo Bo. Boldy James and the Alchemist. This was one of the EPs that was mentioned a couple weeks back when I did my super duper EP weekend. I think I might do another mini version of that. I think tomorrow I'll probably sit down with the new Kenny Beats and Denzel Curry album too. I think that one's a little bit shorter, or maybe not. I don't know. But I'm gonna do one more reaction tomorrow to kind of balance out because it's funny. I feel guilty if I don't do a full album on Fridays, which it's probably a self-imposed guilt. I don't think anybody would get terribly upset with me if I missed a Friday or did a little bit of light work on a Friday because I do this, every Friday. But at the same time, it's this is part of my life, and it's a very positive, enjoyable part of my life. Sitting down to music, going through the lyrics, it's great. I love it. I really do love it. It is that simple. So yeah, probably more tomorrow. What do I want to say about this? So this is 2021 when this came out, about 5 years ago now. 9 songs, 26 minutes. So on the shorter side, which is why I chose it, of course. I do want to talk about the cover, which it's not here, but if I go like here, there we go. I had Super Tecmo, or Tecmo, it was Tecmo Super Bowl, right? Tecmo Super Bowl, I think. Yeah. And on the Nintendo. And you guys, that was the best game. I played Tecmo Super Bowl over and over and over and over. And yes, Bo Jackson was a fucking monster in that game. He was like a cheat code using Bo Jackson. Barry Sanders was on there. I think, right? I think Barry Sanders. Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. Oh my God. Like that, it was just, but that was the first football game, I think. Except for maybe there was like a John Madden on the computer. But I think that was the first, Nintendo, obviously, the first console. But with all the teams, all the players, it had your stats and shit like that. It was just insane. Oh, my God, that it had that. Tecmo Super Bowl, man. Hell of a game. Apparently, the new Madden is shit. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Anyway, let's drop in though. Let's get into some music. Happy to hear some more Alchemist. I've heard Boldy James before. The Manger on McNichols. I gotta go back to that. There's so much music now. I feel badly because I don't go back to everything. But like, I was breaking it down for myself the other day. It's like if I listen to one album that I've done a reaction to once, just one album a day, on a rolling average, it would probably be what 250 days to get through everything I've listened to. So it'd basically almost be once a year I could listen to an album just to keep up to date. So in a way, it's nice. I've let it go because it's almost impossible to keep up anymore. Let's drop in. Track one's called Level, Tipping Scales, Boldy James, Alchemist, 90-second track, a real quick one. Here we go.
And I gotta tell y'all a little something.
I think there's transitions too. Somebody said something about transitions, so I'll try to let it run through. Ooh.
I talk choppy. Been heartbroken since I lost Mox. First half a meal, niggas did it off of all rocks. Can never be Big Meech. In love with tipping scales. Last week we ran through 20 keys and a 50 bill. I wrapped it out the plastic, white as some Zinfandel. What happened to that last shit? This got a different smell. Gave grandma a hug. Just got through 2 bricks on the lug. Ran off on my plug. Told him this shit too rich for my blood. Popped open the
I really love that subtle bass note.
Stopped down on the jet.
You know what's cool is on very first listen, I'm not really listening to any of his words. Everything's just coming through his sound, really. It's almost over. I'm going to let it roll into 2. I might double up the tracks to start with and then go through the lyrics at the end of True, and let's go through both songs.
But this ain't nothing new.
This is cool.
Shedding more than tears. Been on some kind creature shit since the very moment I was born.
I find this to be very hypnotizing.
Like Norman Cheers.
So you don't consider his behavior out of the norm?
Let's go back. I'll start two over. Let's go through the lyrics of track 1. Cool little. Everything was about that was just kind of cool. But why? Right? I don't know. To me, I felt that just felt very kind of hypnotic. There's just a lot of subtlety rolling through. The production sounds cool, but the notes are nice and subtle. His flow was cool, but it was also just subtle and just subtle. And that opening track, Level Tipping Scales, it really just kind of put my brain into this little like haze. And I think part of it is that rhythmic note that Alchemist is going the doodle 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 doodle. That was almost like the catalyst for this hypnotic state. Cool fucking song. Let's go through this verse. I talked chopping, been heartbroken since I lost Moxie. I don't know who that is. Not a lot of annotations here. Hearst half mil, did it off of rocks. He's never be a big meat. Love with tip and scales. Last week we ran through 20 keys and a 50 bit. I don't know what a 50 bit. Unwrapped it out the plastic. Wide as some Zinfandel. What happened to that last shit? That's got a different smell. Gave grandma a hug. Just got through 2 bricks on the love. Popped open a vent, trying to find new ways to traffic drugs. Stopped down in the jacks. Dumped a 500 pack to pugs. Gritted up a fleet of foreigns. Stashed like a hidden treasure. Glad I got my shit together. Still, a piece of me is torn. Make sure you show your insurance card before you fill out them forms. That's an interesting line to just drop in there. Love to see my friend walking out the pharmacy with orange. What's that about? What's the orange about? I don't know. The annotation, I don't understand the annotation at all. It's a picture. It's something. This whole line of make sure you show your insurance card before you fill out the forms, like being right after all this like drug talk is really like, I wonder if it's very jarring, but I wonder if that's just how jarring the reality is too, of if you're running drugs and then, yeah, you got to take somebody to the fucking hospital and you got to fill out all these like how weird to go from doing something wildly illegal and not documented at all, right? Like completely off the books. And then you just walk into that building and now it's forms, all like just like a completely different world, right? I always make sure I put on a show whenever I perform. I ain't go to college, but I cut the blow with the doors. This ain't nothing out the norm. I've been shredding more than tears. Been on some concrete. Oh, concrete. That's right. Concrete. The concrete's your shit. Ever since I was born. They know my name like I'm like Norm and Cheers. No. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Here, what is 2 called? No Laughing Matter. Alchemist. Hey, let's just kind of keep rolling here. I did back it up from the start. This is a 2-minute track.
Niggas know who control the strip. Hill block. Concrete to shit. Skip it. If I ain't got it, then double or total. We got the same vices. Same prices that them hustlers quoted. Can microwave, oven the stove, it over the sink. Dropped out of coolie, but in this street shit I got double promoted. Every drug I done sold it. When I shoot a gun, I unload it. Spent most of my 20s living on the run, it was bogus. Son of a brody, so you know murder one was the motive. Kept it too real. Never hear shit from my son if you notice. This ain't no laughing matter. We went up top and dropped this shit off shit I had as ladder. The mad hatter. Packy like thermoses. Straight like snappy as hell, I'll give him a permit kick. This ain't no laughing matter. We roll with dirty clips. Cause when it's up, we shaking shit up like it's turbulence. Bro just blew trial and lost his case, shit ain't no laughing matter. I wipe that smile off of your face, this ain't no laughing matter.
You're a funny guy.
Oh, God.
I mean, the way I talk. But it's just, you
Good
know,
fella.
you're just funny.
Great clip. Interesting little album so far. I mean, I've heard, 3.5 minutes, but there's definitely a style already. Like, I already kind of want to keep going. But this is a 3-minute song. I want to look at lyrics. But there's a style here, a vibe. There's something about the nonchalantness of Boldy on this one. And to me, that matters a lot. I've said this before. I say it all the time, probably too much, but the more someone tries to convince me of something, the less I believe them. When someone just says something and then that's it, I go, oh, that's probably true, you know? But the more someone really, oh no, and it happens in hip hop. The more someone tells me they're a badass and they do that, the more I just go, yeah, probably not. If you really have to convince me, then you probably ain't it. So the subtlety of this, the nonchalantness of Boldy in this is really kind of fascinating. And then to the production isn't over the top. It isn't, booming, it isn't full and loud. And it's just kind of, there's just like this almost like hanging out on a corner type feel. Let's read the verse. If I ain't got it, then double tote it. We got the same vices, same prices that them hustlers quoted. Can microwave, open the stove, and over the sink. Dropped out of coolie, but in the street shit, I got double promoted. Any drug I done sold it. When I shoot a gun, I unload it. I'm assuming that means fires every single round available. Spent most of my 20s living on the run. It was bogus. That does sound miserable. Son of a Brodus, so you know murder one was the motive. What's this about? Brodus. Snoop Dogg's government last name. Oh, okay. Okay. Kept it too real, never hid shit from my son, if you've noticed. Was under a microscope, staring at life through my rifle scope. And I even this like subtle pondering of life and decisions and almost like subtle reflection, because there's not a lot of detail here, but at the same time there's some self-analyzing that's happening there, but it just kind of like slides through like everything else does. Catch him up top, come with a plush and a bonus. Cop a plea, what's an op to me with another opponent? I'll paint your face red, that same hair that you brush, I'm a comb it. You never dumped an ooh-up, empty out a drum and reload it, until the barrels start melting and the muzzle exploding. Plug was the motive, he helped undercovers to code it. This ain't no laughing matter. Went up top and dropped that shit off. Should have had his ladder. The Mad Hatter pack heat like thermoses. Straighten his nappy ass hair out. Give him a permanent kit. This ain't no laughing matter. We roll with dirty clips. When I was in high school, in history class, so I'm looking at the line under the barrel, until the barrels start melting and the muzzle exploding. Well, this one guy's grandfather came in who was in World War II, and he was part of the artillery crew, and he was talking about, he came in, well, I just remember, that's like the only thing I remember from history class, my junior year of high school. He came in and told us about shooting artillery and how they would just shell and shell and shell for hours. And the gun barrel would be glowing red, and they'd go get snow and pack it on the gun barrel and then shell and shell and shell and shell. And the bombers going overhead, there were so many that the sky would go dark. Like it was a really cloudy day. They would block the sun, and they were miles out from whatever town that they were bombing and shelling, but their pant legs were still flapping because there was so much concussive blast waves coming off. Just a wild story, man. Wild story. Listen to that guy. Definitely popped into my mind immediately with the mention of the barrel starts melting. World War II. Let's go to 3. Hot Water Tank, featuring Ice Cold Bishop, produced by the Alchemist. Here is 3 Hot Water Tank.
How much you want for it? What I want for what? It's just a water tank.
Okay, back and forth.
I don't know if I've heard this guy.
The concrete, pass the torch, bullet fragments splash across your mom Jeep. Eating Chinese inside the hoopty bitch we fight deep in. Right beside me, a semi-automatic 9-piece.
Interesting.
Kill my cousin, so it's fuck you, I deny peace. School police dogs sniffing hide the weed inside of my sneaks. Caught that Twitter talking, nigga slipping now. I'm geeked, baby hand that wipe that nigga blood off my fleece. He got a hawk, but traded for my blazer just like Rashid. I shipped it to the D with extra pieces, bitch. I'm trying to eat
this is
it
cool.
till I make like 25. I keep like 10 racks set aside just for a rainy day in case I gotta keep a play alive. Gotta throw away inside the truck. It's a full-time job to try to stay alive. And if a fuck nigga getting out of line, he getting hog-tied with a Christmas like motherfucker.
Wow.
You see, this water tank.
You're a fiend.
I like that. I like that flow style. It's almost like an odd interpretative spoken word type of thing. I really like that. I but why? I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's different. It's unique. Let's keep going. I'm feeling very short on descriptive words today, which makes me feel like I'm failing at my job because the whole point of doing this would then be to describe why, right? Rather than go, oh, that's cool. You like it? Yeah, that's great. Why did you like it? Oh, I don't know. Right. Let's keep going. Really enjoyed. Is he on this again? No, he's not. Huh? It's just this one. Okay. Ice Cold Bishop. Ice Cold Bishop. I've never really heard a flow like that before. Maybe that's why I'm just enjoying it so much. First time really hearing somebody. I like the emphasis. It's almost like verbal karate chops, like if that makes any sense. Or like, maybe karate chop is a dumb idea. Maybe, a straight razor blade just fucking slicing. Because it's that non-consistent beat that he's doing with his flow that makes it feel like just a thrashing. Like that. And he's really cracking the emphasis on, how he's pronouncing certain words. And he's really just putting sharp edges all over the place in his vocal performance with that flow style. That's it. All right, cool. I did it. I did my job. I described why I liked it. Great. Now we can continue.
Beyond comprehension.
Weak. Junkie. Rat. Where we at?
Example.
They call me Bojack cause I run pills and I dump bass. Whole battle was an uphill climb. Nigga had to grind it out like the front brakes. Working 9 to 5, no lunch breaks. Nigga trying to open up the floodgates.
Dude, that
Like a
subtle
uncut
bass line
brick.
again.
All a nigga need is one take. Take one. Action. Me and Swally had 3 bodies on the same gun for they snatched.
This is badass.
Now we live at the Franklin. Held it down, kept it too real before he died, never got to thank him. Dog ran off with the pack, caught him down bad and we spanked him. Burning ops in the backwood, me and Jody in the Benz.
Yeah, good change up on the
Know
production.
about Lil Dave, caught up with him, he finito.
These are great songs. The production's awesome. Boldy's fucking sounds great too. I gotta catch up on my hearts. I haven't been putting hearts. 3 for 3. I really, there's just this atmosphere in this. And it really, to me, it's coming from this nonchalantness, this ease to it. Ease is so huge to me in hip hop. It's gotta sound easy. It's all gotta sound easy. The coolest beats sound like they're so fucking easy to make, right? But they're not. The coolest fucking flow, it sounds so easy to do, but it isn't. It's gotta have ease to it. And I feel like we're doubled up on the ease just because there is this plain, matter of fact, nonchalant, nobody's, I ain't got no rappers yelling in my ear like I'm deaf. Nod to Doom. I've been listening to some Doom last couple of days. And so it creates this atmosphere where I feel like I'm getting pulled into his world a bit. And I don't know shit about this world at all. I don't know shit about shit. I hardly understand my own world anymore. But Boldy, I really like how Boldy sounded on this one. He sounded a little bit cleaner. And that even, it's almost like the first couple tracks, a little bit more like slippery with his vocals, not as crisp or as clear, which was fine. I mean, he still sounded good, but the reason why I mentioned that compared to this is because I feel like it's somebody who's talking, maybe like the difference between you're in a group and somebody's talking versus when that person and talks to you. Because this verse, it felt like instead of just talking, he turned and started talking to me. Just in the subtle difference with his vocals and how he sounded on this one. Just a little bit cleaner, a little bit more there. And not to say he was slacking on the others, not at all. But it just gave me that feeling of someone turning and now you're talking to me. You're saying this to me. And that, even though maybe the way they're talking doesn't change because it's to you specifically, now it just feels a little different. And that's how that verse hit me on the first go through. They call me Bo Jack because I run pills on a dump bass. Dude, Bo Jackson was a fucking monster in that game. He was a monster in real life. It sucks that he got hurt, man. I really would have liked to see what Bo Jackson would have done in the NFL if he hadn't got hurt, but there you go. Whole battle was an uphill climb, had to grind out like the front brakes. Working 9 to 5, no lunch breaks, trying to open up the floodgates like an uncut brick. All I need is one take. I'm assuming that's for his verses. Me and Swally had 3 bodies on the same gun before they snatched him. Now we live at the Franklin. Held it down, kept it too real before he died, never got to thank him. And this little ad-lib here at all. And look, I'm not trying to, I don't know, maybe I am overstating it by saying it at all, but something that's really interesting about these songs so far, these verses from Boldy, is there's just these little bits where it feels reflective, looking back at his life, things that he's done, things that he hadn't done, didn't get the chance to do. And I like that because to me, I think that's part of what pulls me into the world, is it feels like a real person. It doesn't feel like something that's being created to sound like a badass or sound like I did this and I did that, and or bragging tone type of thing. It's just, here's a person that really seems like just detailing the experience of his life, good and bad. Wins, losses, ugly, victory, whatever it is. It's all just woven in. Whole hood knew about Lil Dave, caught up with him. He's finito. Up above mile like I don't know what all this shit's about. Hit him 2 times with the Glico. Now he's flying up Pico. I wonder if Pico, first thing I think of is picoseconds. But that's because of what I do for my work, which I haven't talked about, and I will someday. Probably my final video on YouTube will be what I do for work. It'll be a good video. But I wonder if Pico is like a street. I don't know.
Pico de Gallo?
Not Pico de Gallo. No. No. Turning keys to a souffle, extra few K, got a free. Oh. Trap hard or go home. Had to use a shoebox for a bank. Fiend on his way to scrapyard. Just stole another hot water tank. What was that song? What was it? The Danny Brown one. Scrappin', Scrapyard, something like that. But it had all like the little like tool sound effects in there of just like stealing shit, and pipes and all that stuff. I kind of like that one too. Funky beat on that one. Let's keep going. Bumps and Bruises is 4, right? Yeah, 3.5 minutes. Let's drop in. Cool. Cool little album so far, man. Neat.
Made it jump 137, pot whipping deuces, mobbing with the goonies, murky weather, blocked in and gloomy, chopsticks and oozes, dirty Dianas and bananas on them 47s, plugged in with Ricky Ricardo, so we locked in with Lucy. Grandma told me to
Locked
keep
in
it
with
up.
Lucy. Something else I like about what Boldy's been doing is on that little ad lib, the right, the machine gun ad lib sound. It was really, that was also nonchalant and casual, but in that, it's almost like you're hearing it from it's 3 blocks away or something. So it's another just little tiny thing that it's an element that, again, it pulls me in. It makes me feel like I'm there. And what's fascinating too is I remember, starting this whole hip hop journey and trying to understand the lyrics, what people are talking about, their world, and what they've lived through, and all this other shit, and trying to contrast that against what media says about hip hop and how it's glorifying all these terrible things. But this whole setting is not glorified in any way. It feels grimy. It feels dirty. It feels like, 2 blocks away, someone's getting shot at with a fucking machine gun. You're just here. It's just happening. It's not a victory. It's not a fucking parade. It's just, you're there. I backed it up a little bit. I'm going to see if I can catch that ad lib.
Mobbing with the Goonies. Murky weather, blocked in and gloomy, chopsticks and oozes, dirty Dianas and bananas.
Like that just sounds far away, which makes it to me more real.
So we locked in with loose. Grandma told me to keep it up, I'ma cut short my blessing. Cuz hit me up for a QP, bro, want a cutie. Nephew want a half, had to charge his ass to Doug Flutie. Plug threw me a half a slab of dog, you know he loves Snoopy. Fed the puppy Scooby snacks, fed setting up booby traps. Niggas never even knew he rapped till he got out of juvie. He stopped the bank and rolled the ace, hate when he fell a deuce. Catching bodies, the up his rank was dumb, deaf and stupid. Blind to the facts, come to the jakes, he always left them clueless. No blemish on his resume, took all his bumps and bruises. They talk behind his back, won't say it to his face. Still he quick to go out his way to make him feel exclusive. Can't even hear himself think, tell him to kill a music. Domestic violence with that drink, it'll get real abuse. Throw.
I want to read this chorus. I want to read this whole fucking thing. This is wild. I've said it over and over. I'll say it again. I'm just pulled in. It's because it's everything how this is presented that is pulling me in so much. But let's read this chorus. Well, we're halfway through the song. I'll let it finish. I want to read the chorus, and then because I don't quite get it, but that's why I'm reading. Anyway, spend more time explaining myself than doing the fucking thing. He stopped the bank and rolled the eights. Hate when he failed the deuces. I feel like that's a Craps reference. Catching bodies to up his rank was dumb, deaf, and stupid. Blind to the facts. Comes to the jacks, he always left him clueless, and I'm assuming that's projects, right? No blemish on his resume. Took all his bumps and bruises. That line is really catching me, and I feel like it's easy to understand, and I'm overthinking it, but his resume being, took all his bumps and bruises, like he took his hits. Let's keep going. They talk behind his back, won't say it to his face. Still he's quick to go out of his way to make him feel exclusive. Can't even hear himself think. Tell him to kill the music. Domestic violence with that drink, it'll get real abusive. Let's keep rolling. Really, that chorus is just fascinating to me. I want to analyze it to death, but let's keep listening to the music and see if some more words can come in that'll break my poor overanalyzing brain here.
Fucking bougie bitches in the speed, spin them with the quickness. Know she playing for the wrong team, looking too suspicious. Trying to hit my long jeans, I'm getting too big for my britches. Did the funky Watusi, 1, 2, 3 for them blueskies. Welcome home, double rooski. He fresh out of the hoopski. Back on the 6, he said that little doozy was a doozy. They talk behind his back, won't say it to his face. Still he quick to go out his way to make him feel exclusive. Can't even hear himself think, tell him to kill him.
This is great.
Domestic violence with that drink, it'll get real abuse.
I'm going to pause it here. There's 20 seconds, so I'll let it play out into the next one. But I think the reason why I like this line so much, the no blemish on his resume, took all his bumps and bruises, because bumps and bruises are essentially blemishes on your body, right? But if you take your bumps and your bruises, you take your licks, you take your hits, that in a sense becomes your resume for where you are. And so in the type of person who lives in this type of world, which I can't even fucking imagine nor accurately describe, but the type of person that there's no blemish on their resume because their body is beat to shit, which is their resume. That shows this is the experience I've had. These are things that I've done, that type of thing, which makes that specific resume for that circumstance blemish free, right? So I really like that line. There was some fascinating shit here in verse 2. It's like the more that I teach you, the more dumber I get. Piecing out of 36. Something else that came to mind too, especially verse 2, because there's a lot of slang and lingo I just don't know. And there's not a lot of annotations to explain it. But it reminds me a little bit of the book. I haven't seen the movie. I should watch the movie sometime because Stanley Kubrick did it. It'd probably be fascinating. But A Clockwork Orange. And if you've ever read the book, I'm assuming the movie does it too, but the book has all kinds of language in it that he made up. The author made, I forget who wrote it, but he just created all these different words. And so you're reading it and you're listening to these people talk to each other. And actually, I think the entire narration is the same way. But it takes a little while to get used to the language, but slowly you learn it. It's really well done how he wrote in all these words that are not normal English words to create essentially this little subculture, sub-world that you're in for the book. And to me, that was an element that really drew me in. And I think Boldy's doing the same thing. I mean, he's just doing what he does. But for me, an outsider, a very obvious outsider, it's just another element of getting sucked into this world that he's talking about. This is a fucking fascinating line, too. I feel like this is another just moment of reflection, just a little blip in the mental radar. Wrap it up in aluminum foil like a Hershey's Kiss. Thinking about drugs and shit like that. And, I wonder, it just makes me wonder if there was a moment in time where, maybe he saw a little kid with a piece of foil like a Hershey's Kiss. And the first thing that he thought about was a little thing of, cocaine or whatever, or crack or whatever, right? And just how it basically what it is so fascinating to me is I feel like it's two people who live in entirely different worlds, yet they pass right by each other. And you can look over and see that person living that world, giving, a kid a piece of candy or whatever, and how just different that world must be, whatever, right? Oh. Wife's over here banging things around. I like this line too. Risk versus reward don't equal out the reward versus the risk. I'm very much a risk reward model type person. And almost to a fault, honestly. I do that too with like things I want to do. Like, okay, if I'm going to go skiing, if I'm going to do a day trip skiing, but it takes me 3 hours to get to Tahoe and 3 hours to get back, I have to ski longer than 6 hours. Otherwise, it doesn't justify the day, which is dumb. I don't, if you just have fun, go have fun, right? Don't really worry about the driving. But my brain works like that. First to the 15th was serve and Fent had to burn the strip quick to put that bitch out on the stroll like she was turning tricks. Sire, my Subies. Sire is a gun, right? Quick to bleed an officer on duty. The Adblad 227 refers to the model of the pistol. Okay, sure. Put that on my Gaga Maxine and my grandmother Ruby. I like this. Fucking bougie bitches in the spig. Spin them with the quickness. I don't even know what any of that fucking means. Except for bougie. Well, and bitches too, right? We all know that. No, she's playing for the wrong team. Looking too suspicious. Just like on the surface, that probably doesn't really mean much of anything. But I feel like the way Boldy does it, the way he just like drops out these little things, I feel like I'm getting tiny, tiny glimpses through his eyes of just him watching somebody else. And I was like, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. She's suspicious. Like it's kind of fascinating. And I don't know why or how, because other people have written lyrics and I don't really know what it is that's pulling me in with this one, but I'm getting pulled in every time. Let's let it roll. There's 20 seconds left, and it goes into Great Adventures, which is track 5, which appears to be the big one off of this album. 92 million streams. Short one, under 2 minutes. So we'll roll out of 4. We'll go into 5 Great Adventures. I think the production is factoring into the experience also of it just kind of creates this audio scape.
Where we at with it, Ali? It's kind creatures.
Oh, interesting.
Block what? Skid it. Was hopping out that black van. Them hard times had a nigga in all black. Robbing like I was Batman. Heard he
robbing like I was Batman.
Bleed him like a 10 packs. Run up in his pad, nigga spears getting ramshacked. Last pill I took went on a bad trip. But the man from my dark past will leave you in the past tense. Spot off a crack's fifth. We copping crash whips. Way to work wet, let it drive on the napkin. Chauncey want a bill of Chucky want a Atkins. Cuddy doing $20 fill-up, swiping on the platinum MasterCard. Head nigga back in charge, slap you with 100 large. Mirror in his back pocket, he just practiced looking hard. Whipping crack up in the pot, cooking up in pickle jars. Had a drive-through trap on West Grand Boulevard. Tell him check the scope, 3 seconds left. Inbound pass with Scottie Pippen. We got the gang tied up. Ali, stop tripping. Where we at?
Stop tripping. What's the Pippen reference? Again, there's just little nuggets here, man. Just tiny little crumbs. Doggy just a yes man. I heard he took a charge. Over submerged, lift up his shirt, can see the bullet scars. Just took the staples out of his stomach about a month ago. He took off with a cake and we chopped up his mother's bungalow. You know, that whole exchange right there. Hopping out that black van in hard times. Had a person in all black. Robin, like I was Batman. Like the wordplay there. Simple, effective. He heard sitting on a pack, bleed him like a Tampax. Run up in his pad, spit, getting ramshacked. Last pill I took, I went on a bad trip. The man from my dark past will leave you in the past tense. Trippy. Especially right after the last pill I took went on a bad trip. Spot off a cracks fifth, copping crashed whips. Weigh the fork wet, let it dry off on the napkin. Chauncey wanted to build. Sorry, I'm just reading, trying to contemplate what some of these things mean. There's no annotation and it's fine. But again, it's another example of getting pulled into the world. And like I was saying with the Clockwork Orange. Cool song, man. Cool beat. I don't know. It's funny because sometimes lately I feel like I've been doing better with just enjoying the music, whatever, but this one has got me interested, really interested. And so I'm sitting here trying to figure it all out, but you can't do that on first listen, you know? That's another thing I feel like that makes this thing great though, too, is it's so easy to listen to and it's quick, 26 minutes. So it's just one of those things you can put on and you just get kind of pulled back into the world over and over again, right? Every time. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This is 6, Moth in the Flame. And what I like about the title is it's Moth in the Flame, not to the flame, in. So we're in the flame. We've been drawn to this destructive thing. Now I'm in the destructive thing. So this is the longest off the album, 4.5. Now here we go. Here's 6, Moth in the Flame.
Smokey Robinson. 227. Where we at? Creature gang. In the fire, I was just a moth in the flame, but aspiring to be a boss in the game. Dear diary, I missed the Scarface with the cane. Blame my father, he who put the cross on the chain. Seen a nigga get chalked for $1 bill. From when niggas get taught and learn how to kill. Rep the creature gang, mafia, what else? Tell them it was all my fault, I'd be to blame. Couldn't go out like my nigga SWAT did. When I doze off, keep an open eyelid. In the dope house after we done sold out, we gon' burn a whole ounce, fuck it, I'm a piehead. All that murder shit run in my veins. Why your man acting so nervous and strange? Where we at?
Wow, man.
Kept it true to the game.
It was no truer then than it is today.
TRU to the game.
All I got is nightmares.
Catch 2 to the brain.
Dude, this shit's like haunting. Oh my.
TRU to the game.
I stay loyal to you.
Kept it true to the game.
I still loyal to you, Frank. That's Scarface. That's at the end of Scarface. Well, was it at the end? It's getting close to the end, I think. I gotta watch that one again. It's been a while. I like Scarface. Every time I put it on, which isn't that often, I forget. It's kind of a long movie. It runs a little long for me. I start to lose interest. But I love towards the end when they're all having dinner and everyone's all pissed off and no one's talking. And he's like, is this it? Is this what it was all for? Right? Like just a moment of realization of we did all this shit and we made all this money just so we could sit here at this fucking restaurant in our fancy clothes and be pissed off and not talk to each other. Dude, this verse, this song's really hitting the things I've been talking about. In the fire, I was just a moth in the flame, but aspiring to be a boss in the game. Dear diary, I mixed the Scarface with the cane. So it doesn't, I haven't heard, did I hear the diary? Was that what I listened to with Scarface? I can't remember. Blame my father who put the cross on the chain. Let's see. But see, they're also mentioning Scarface as in the movie, which makes sense. But I think there's a reference here, Dear Diary. An album by Scarface. Yeah. Double entendre. Yeah, okay. Seen a person get chalked for a dollar bill. You know, that's fucking wild. From where people get taught and learn how to kill. Repping Creature Game Mafia. What else? Tell them it was all my fault. I'll be to blame. Couldn't go out like my friend Swa did. When I doze off, keep an open eyelid. In the dope house, after we done sold out, we're gonna burn the whole house. Fucking up a pothead. Every dog has his day. I know mine coming, so I bought a new K. Cost me $500. Real street, wear the same fit 3-4 days in a row, playing with the blow. Still sitting on a slab, brick and a half brick of cut, bundle of a dog like a literal pups. Anyway, okay. There was something else in here. This didn't mean it the way he said it, but he ain't like the way I took it. What a great way of phrasing a misunderstanding and then making it seem like, oh shit, there's gonna be a fight, right? Didn't mean it the way he said it, but he ain't like the way I took it. So now it's all spawned from a misunderstanding, but now both people are pissed off. And I love this next line. You know something's wrong if you see me in the middle of the July broad day in a hoodie. Because where's he from? Detroit, I think. I've never been to Detroit in the summer, but I've heard that area of Chicago, Detroit, all that shit gets pretty hot in the summer, humid. So yeah, July with a hoodie, you ain't fucking doing that shit. Let's keep going. I'm liking this one a lot. Moth in the Flame.
Need a new machine gun, we just bought one. Last night, Younger hit me up, say he caught one. Got everybody looking at me like, how come? Pussy nigga should've never let his mouth run. We don't talk much, we just pulling out guns. Nigga go at us, you already know the outcome. We was up 6, nigga, now we down 1. Knocked another one down, now it's 2 to go. Clip hardcore like it's 32 below. Blow a couple hundred rounds at a nigga funeral. Bully boy, creature game really kill snitches. Only run with dope boys and them pill dealers. All you, it's only us in the field with it. Rap game, but the several claim real niggas. Mafia, what else? Welcome to the gangland. Let the stick breathe so the click can't jam. Go a top on a nigga, that's a brain scan. When it's game time, I'ma stick to the game plan. When they took bro, wish they would've shot me. 1 inch closer, nigga could've dropped me. Everybody in my camp got a rap sheet. I'm the lucky one that got away scot-free. Price of China then went up on a hot tea. Had to cut the bitch off on a high key. And the cut ducked off at a Glock beat. Who the fuck that nigga talking to? Not me. This is drugs on legend from the hell block.
This is crazy.
Know anything, know I got me. Who the realest nigga in it if it's not me? Still gotta mention me in the top 3. Where we at?
There's no truer test.
Crazy fucking
human
song.
spirit.
And the whole time I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, the people who try to say that hip hop glorifies these things, because nothing about this is being glorified at all. But at the same time, the people that say that, they're not trying to make a fair, reasonable argument, right? It's all essentially just spin. But that fucking verse is crazy. It's crazy. And like, every now and then I'll watch on YouTube, you see those videos, the guy, whoever it is driving around in like the crazy hoods at night. And it's like, it's just a completely, it's might as well be another fucking planet. It's wild, man. And what's really wild too is you can drive around, I'm not far from the Bay Area, and you'll be driving around, nice, expensive. That house is probably $5 million. Then you go 4 blocks over. Whoa. Things have changed for whatever reason, right? Wild. I feel badly praising it. And not because I'm not trying to, I'm trying to promote. No, I'm not trying to. But like, it sucks that this is real. Boldy's done an amazing job of presenting it and just laying it out there and making it feel real. And so I'm praising the song in its ability to execute that concept. But it sucks that this is real. It just sucks. That's all there is to it. And another thing I'm really appreciating about this album so far, all the way through, is the self-awareness. The self-awareness. And it's in the title of the song, Moth in the Flame. Like, this isn't a fucking game. This isn't fun. This isn't like a movie. And no, this is just real shit.
We choose the true God.
Give them food to the brand.
Or the false.
Great beat for this song too. Just like this persistent, looming presence. I didn't really go over the lyrics. I didn't go over the lyrics at all, Moth in the Flame, but I feel like I don't need to. Like that whole thing is just a wild ride. Alright, here we go. Here's 300 Fences.
Where we at? Let's get it. Bitches, kind creatures, 227. We the new BMF. Popped a perk, pulled up a 60s to relieve the stress. Got front of the
very different production on
just
this
caught
one.
600 orange. Made it back from Royal House safe. Right back on the Warren, shooting dice. In the last week, down like 80K. Lost another nickel, in one arm, sent me on my way. Talked to double earlier, forgot was supposed to bump into her. Coco on the zip. Anything she cop out front of to her. Left my son at my father's house. I need to pick him up. Can get him in the AM, but I might not feel like getting up. Damn to 3:30 in the morning on a dry day. Call Pops, told him to bring him out. I'm in the driveway. Put him in the backseat of my Benz. Took off in the wind. 5 minutes away from where I live. Made it to the crib out in Grosse Point. Need a new garage opener. Got into it with my bitch. She mad I don't be posting her. Run the bill, no answer. Felt like I'm at the wrong spot. Then had my keys, had to break into my own house. Her son woke up out of sleep. Neighbor called the police, gave a full description before a nigga could pull off the street. 600 OJ on the blue way like a 210. Now they looking for a black male in a blue beam.
This is wild.
Got behind me, now I'm doing about $1.90. Whoa, nigga almost flipped the whip over on 94. Hopped out and dipped through the beans over the overpass. Hid in the field, thanking God they didn't mow the grass. Jumped 300 fences, woke up on my brother roke house. Next morning had a warrant, but was right back in the dope house. What else?
One of them is still on the list.
Dude. Wild. Wild. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Like, great story. Notice how I just was basically forced to shut up because it was so good. One thing that, jumps out to me though, all this shit's going on, right? And what else? Of course, all this shit's going on. And what else is also happening? I'm having a fucking argument with my girl. Like, everything else is already happening. And this is happening. And why is she mad? She's mad because I don't be posting her. The annotation's funny. He just like me. But like, I'm assuming that means, maybe not posting pictures of her on fucking social media or whatever, right? Like, I'm dealing with all this shit. And now I also have to deal with this. And I'm not trying to like put that on her or say anything about girlfriends or whatever, but to me, it's another example of this world where dealing with the fucking trying to pick up my kid at 3:30 in the fucking morning. And it's right. I'm a big fan of the show Sopranos because if you've never, well, whatever. The reason why I like Sopranos so much is it's mobsters and it's all that shit, mafia, and which I always find interesting and entertaining. But that show did such a great job of dropping in real life, normal life, things that we, just the common people, right, have to deal with. Like, all this shit's happening and then, yeah, your kid backed the car into the garage door. Like, just random life events. Normal, everyday things that would come flying in the middle of all this other chaos that's happening. And so it's really fascinating to watch these characters also try to manage life while they manage all their crazy mafia bullshit. So here's this insane story. In the middle of it is, oh, by the way, my girl's mad at me because I'm not posting pictures of her online. What? What? And this whole thing of being out in the field and, oh my God, dude. Crazy. I like 350. This is a cool album. Very cool album. Very cool album. What's next? Guilt. That's track 8. I can see why people like this one so much. This is just fucking wild, man. I feel like it's ramping up on the storytelling big time. The last 2 songs has just been huge on storytelling. So let's let it roll out into 8, which is Guilt. Crazy. Again, I'm not gonna read the lyrics. I know I probably feel like I have double standards sometimes with lyrics, but like sometimes I read them all, sometimes I hardly read anything, sometimes I only read the parts that jump out. Sometimes I'll read stuff Not so much because I think it's, you know, incredible or whatever, but like if the way it's vocally performed, it's harder to hear, so I'll just read the shit. But this one is just an incredible story to listen to. And so basically I feel it's all just one piece. It's easy to hear, so I don't have to explain anything. Anyway, whatever. Let's keep going. That's fucking wild, dude. What a night. Kind of.
Ali Jackson. You know what these niggas can never say about me? What's that? Since I did it off they scorecard. It's all blocks. All jacks. Yeah, that way. Skid it. 100 a G. Remember I got front of the key. Before the bag came, my gas tank was under the E. Life took an ill turn on that Sunderland spree. Now I'm fucking Miss Wilburn from my brother and me. With a great book, paid me to babysit, I had to stay put. Only thing a nigga cared about is what the yay took. Powder on her face like she putting on some makeup. Before I had a Rolo, it was Technos and Jacobs. Pop B came from the bill off the hell block. Brought the 6, I wish I would've had the 12 shot. Tricked himself off the street, now he on that cell block.
Tricked himself
in the
off
clean,
the street.
beating off his dick on that jail cot. Trying to get back these 50 racks in the Belmont. Came from pitching cracks in the trap through the mail slot. Dale got murdered on the craft, he was really him. Seen my first 20,000 cash before they did him in. Cut off the same deck of cards, we was all dealt. Quick to drop 100 rounds like my dog Will.
Oh, it's gotta be Wilt Chamberlain, right?
Told my niggas know how life behind the wall felt. Stood tall as some stilts, now we all feel. Gotta stay sturdy even when your dog tilt.
Is that the reference? Is it Wilt Chamberlain? Yeah. Did you know that? This is from 1962, but Wilt Chamberlain, he was a basketball player. He scored 100 points in one game.
Yeah, basketball.
Like an average basketball score is 110, 120 for the higher game, the whole team. He scored 100 points in one game.
That's a lot.
That's a yes.
That's not,
There are basketball games where they don't score 100 points.
yeah, but basketball is so high scoring. They run down
But
one way and
I know. Yeah, you got to run down there, and then they got to run back. Yeah, I know. But he himself scored 100 points.
that's a lot.
That's yes. That's like all of the points.
For the same team?
Yes, for the same team. Yes, and on the same court with the same ball.
Not during the tournament.
Go away. No more. You're
You
ridiculous.
started that one.
It's true. It's my fault. My fault. I should have known not to talk to you.
That's right.
I should have known.
That's right.
Dale got murdered on the craft. He was really him. See my first 20,000 cash before they did him in. On the mile, taking out people who get him in, get found face down, floating in the river bend. Dude, I just can't fucking put it together. 100 a G. Remember, I got front of the key for the bag came. My gas tank was under the E. So, like, nothing left in the tank. No fucking money at all. Life took an ill turn on that Sunderland spree. Now I'm fucking Miss Wilburn for my brother and me. Who the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Amanda Seals? Huh. No idea. Let's keep going. Well, I don't want to. He's not built at all. Type of person, fuck around, get us all killed. Cut out the same deck of cards we was all dealt. Quick to drop 100 rounds like my dog Will. Never needed y'all help. Took all my, who know how life behind the wall felt. Stood tall on some stilts now we all feel. Gotta stay sturdy even when your dog tilt. I'm just really, really enjoying this other world. Well, that sounds terrible like that, right? But it's the language. I feel like I've been teleported to another time, another place, which, I mean, technically I have, I suppose. But the language, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Why it's having such an effect on me this go around. Because I've heard slang and all this other shit before. I think really it just feels real. I think that's the difference. I don't feel like I'm listening to somebody who's just talking shit or telling a story to sound cool or trying to brag or puff himself up or anything like that. this just feels fucking real. That's it. And I think that's the baseline of the whole foundation of why this project has pulled me in so much. It doesn't feel like a bunch of bullshit. It's not a bunch of hot air. It just feels real.
Everybody digressing, I took the high road. Stepped on the 267 in my wallows. $1 million worth of game out in Tucson. And plugged on my first name, my face is like a coupon.
My face is like a coupon.
He not at all built. Type of nigga fuck around, get us all killed. Cut off the same deck of cards, we was all dealt. Quick to drop 100 rounds like my dog will. What else? Niggas never needed your help. Told my niggas know how life behind the wall felt. Stood tall as some stilts, now we all filled. Gotta stay sturdy even when your dog tilt.
One more song. I don't know, Francois, whatever, however you say this. Francois. Oh, Francois is French, or like the language. That's how you would say French in French. Francois. Francais. I don't fucking know. Leave me alone. I'll never get that right. Ever.
It's okay.
Ever. I will never get that right. Here's the final track, whatever the fuck it's called. Dude, what a fucking... I did not expect this. I did not expect this. What a ride.
R.I.P. Swally. Took the first bid, Dutchy ate the second. Had to learn to put that work on the scale before the money got made. Niggas think as they go to jail that it's something to praise. Can't even say if niggas kept it solid. Whatever happened to them niggas got away and lived to tell about it. Some niggas faked it till they made it, I just can't relate. Look at his pics before the rap, that nigga chain was fake. Now all of a sudden niggas me soon as they get some cheese. Tight to believe his own lies, it's a sick disease. Well, all them bricks y'all niggas sold, I'm trying to buy a few. How many whips y'all niggas drove, you had the titles too. How many cribs y'all niggas own before the signing bonus? Outside my bitch, it ain't no hoes I feel entitled to. Getting my peoples out the streets, all I was trying to do. Ain't no indictments or no links that they can tie me to. Can't put myself on the scene of actual situations. When it come to murder, ain't no statute of limitations. This for my blue collar criminals in for robbery. Arsonist, kidnap, extortion, bribery, burglary, embezzlement, homicide, forgery, perjury, vandalism, conduct disorderly, parole violators, A through Z prefixes, larceny, motor theft, under false pretenses, racketeering, conspiracy. Had to learn to tread water, first degree and second, no involuntary manslaughter. My nigga Dutchy ate a double, ain't talking no whopper.
Ain't talking no whopper.
Was a pull up into track cars with them choppers in the city full of jack boys. Just don't get caught without it. Or turn your block to a blackboard and put some chalk around it. Real 6'4" from field in the Kenfield. This 10 mil to bounce a nigga forehead off his windshield. Witness homicide on the 6 with Brandon and Will. Still traumatized, seen some of my friends getting killed. This for my blue collar criminals in
I think I've heard this before.
Arsonist,
the chorus. I remember the
extortion,
chorus.
Bribery, burglary, embezzlement, homicide, forgery.
Huh. And that's it. It fades out. It's funny, like I love reading lyrics. You guys know this about me. I love going over lyrics. There's something about this album, these songs, the way that they're done. I love the lyrics. But it's like they're not lyrics, man. And so it's like I don't want to... It's not that I don't want to read them. It's just that it's something different. I really can't recall the last time I've gotten pulled into an album like this before. And it's wild because it's not like he's saying anything crazy, unique, or different or whatever, but it's just all in how this is presented. And boy, I just feel like I got pulled in. Pulled in. Let's read some lyrics after all that. Remember Swally Rob Dog? He didn't want to kill him, but when we told him to come off that shit, he didn't want to give it up. Before Tino died, gave me the China plug. That's what he said I remind him of. Went upstairs on Little Dave. As soon as we caught him lacking in his baby mama driveway, that shit was bound to happen. Uno arrested. Monk went in for 10 summers. He and Dre Noble trade-off bodies were like twin brothers. Dutchie ate a double, ain't talking no whopper. Eddie must put 2 Trackhawks with them choppers. In a city full of jackboys, so don't get caught without it. They'll turn your block to a blackboard, put some chalk around it. It's incredible. And it really is, to me, it really is. I guess it's a combination, right? It's what's Boldy's saying, of course, how he's saying it, and the production that's going with it. But I think sorry, I'm making a mess of my desk. I'm trying not to bang too much stuff around. There's so many little subtle things all working together. It's hard to explain. It's hard to describe because I feel like, where's that saying, that the sum is greater than the equal of the parts, or whatever, however you say that, right? Where the end result is more than the things that went into it. I feel like this is a good example of that. Where when you try and talk about, at least for me, when I try and think about the different elements that make this thing, when I lay them all out, I go, okay, that should make this, but it doesn't. It makes something more. Somehow this little 26-minute, album, EP, whatever the fuck you call it, that's, gangster lyrics, trap lyrics, all that kind of stuff. Alchemist production. It just turns into its own thing. It's its own world. My God. And what's crazy is I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, these are some of the best songs I've ever heard. No, man, no. I mean, honestly, in terms of the songs, I know Great Adventures has a lot of streams, but nothing really jumps out at me as far as a song either. It's not like I'm, so often with an album, oh, cool, I'll listen, if I'm going to make a little playlist or something, all right, this one will go on there, this one will go on there. Although I haven't been doing that. I need to do that. I need to start making playlists of like 6 months time spans or something, just to keep the hits fresh in my mind, the ones that I really enjoy. It's just an experience. And what's funny too is to me it comes out of nowhere, because with the cover being basically a very, very strong nod to Tecmo Super Bo, the video game from Nintendo, like that throws it way out here. Yeah, that was great. But I can't tell you, why, like how. And I think really that's more is the how. That's what's tripping me up so much. The why is a little easier. I can explain the different reasons, the writing and the vocals and for performance, the way it's very just laid out there. It's not a brag. It doesn't sound like it's a bullshit story. There's lots of little reflective moments just tucked away here and there and all over the place. Is detailing somebody's life, somebody's experience, somebody's world. Cool production, of course. I mean, Alchemist always cracks that off really well, but then it all comes out in the end as something just more than that. It's kind of blowing my bald brain a bit. Like, I feel like I've listened to a lot of music. I feel like I've got some credentials there. I can show the receipts, right? Like, I've listened to a lot of music. This one really caught me off guard. I didn't expect this at all. I expected cool beats and what have you. Cool rapping, cool lyrics, sure. I did not expect to get pulled into a world like this. And what's crazy too, the execution, not only just on the little elements, but even the track listing. I feel like as you go further along, he starts to open up this world more and more and more. You just get surrounded by it. Fucking killer. No wonder. No wonder so many people talk about this one. Fucking killer. Huh. Wow. There you go. I'm almost like the inverse of emotional. But, like sometimes I'm all emotional at the end or a song, but like I feel like I've just gone through an experience, but it was almost like a documentary. Like somebody just walking me through their world. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Tell me about, what happened here. What happened here. This is the field I was in when I went hiding from the cops. Even just that bit about, trying to pick up his kid at 3:30 in the morning, and just all that shit, man. I feel like this has so much texture, just so much just real, tangible texture to it. Anyway, okay. Well, yeah, fucking A. Fucking A. I like that. I like that a lot. And this is what I get pissed off, man, because there's a lot of shit out there that's very, very popular. Okay, great, right? Fine. How does this go under the radar? I don't get it, And I know this came out 5 years ago, but I've seen some posts here and there on the internet where they're talking about this year's kind of a slow year for music. And I really struggle with that. I really struggle with how certain things become as popular as they do, and how other things do not become popular. Because to me, I don't know. I mean, I would love to say there's objectivity in music or in art, but there's not, right? It's all subjective. It's all opinion. And I don't want to agree with that, but I kind of have to. It's just reality, but it's a hard reality for me to grapple with. Sometimes I listen to something and I go, fucking incredible, man. It's fucking incredible. And if you tell other people about it, I go, no, what? No, I never heard of that before. Anyway, little side rant there. My brain is basically mildly blown right now, and I'm trying to put the pieces back together. It takes a while. It's hard. It's a hard brain to rebuild because none of the shapes fit right, Okay, I'll shut up now. All right, y'all, take care. We'll see you soon. My wife's over here laughing at me.